Hello there, my name is Kelly. Recently, I got to see Five Sauce on their Sounds Live Feels Live tour in Irvine, and I got to go to Soundcheck, which was pretty good. So I'm going to share my experience with you guys, maybe help you out, give you some tips, advice, and whatnot. I also got to see Five Sauce at the Forum, and I was in the pit. So if you guys want to check out that experience video, you could click the link up here or down in the description. The day of the concert, I wanted to vlog it all, but since I didn't, I'm actually just gonna tell you guys what happened and then insert some clips from the day. And yeah. So my concert was Sunday, September 4th. On Tuesday, August 30th, we got an email. The email said check-in was from 1 to 3:45, but we were not supposed to line up until 12:30. Otherwise, we would be removed if we were to line up before that time. Even though it said to line up at 12:30, I knew people were going to line up before that. My plan was to line up at 9 in the morning. And if nobody was there, I would go back at 10 and then go back every hour until 12:30 when we were supposed to line up. The line for Soundcheck is general admission, which means first come, first served. Whoever is first in line gets a better seat than the person that is last in line. The day of the concert, I woke up at 8 in the morning and I checked Twitter and it said there were already 30 people in line. It kind of bummed me out because I wanted to be one of the first 30 people, but that didn't happen. So I hurried up and I got ready as fast as I could and I left my hotel at 9. Right now, it is 9 a.m. I am about to go to Soundcheck, or get in line for Soundcheck. I guess there's already 30 people in there, which bothers me because I wanted to be one of the first 30 people, but I guess that is not going to happen. I do not know how to get to wherever the heck I'm trying to go. I will find that out and then I will go. And then I will let you know how the things go. Because that's what I'm doing today. Letting you know how the things go. I drove over to the amphitheater, and apparently I'm not allowed to park yet. I asked the guy why there were already people lined up, and he said they were being dropped off. So I have to go drive back to the hotel, get my mother, to have her drop me off, and then go wait in line. Which I'm glad my mother came with me, because otherwise I would have not been able to go wait in line this early. Stressing out, guys. Stressing out. When I got there, I was about the 60th person in line, which kind of worried me because I thought I wasn't going to have a good seat, but it ended up working out. So around 1 o'clock, they started giving out tickets. They had tables set up, and you'd go up, you tell them your name and show them your ID, and then they'd give you a ticket, which is for your seat for the actual concert, not for Soundcheck. And then they give you your wristband and your VIP lanyard. The wristband, it has this little thing on here which does not loosen at all. If you're lucky and they don't tighten it all the way, you're able to just slip it off at the end of the show and you get to keep it. After that, they had us get into another line so they could check our bags. My bag was not okay. This was my bag. It was basically a regular school backpack, and that was not going to work. So I had to throw my bag over the fence into a little grass area. My mom also brought me food, and I ended up having to throw it away and didn't have time to eat it. So you have to be careful with bringing food in. And they also don't let you bring in water bottles. Make sure you're hydrated before you have to go inside the amphitheater or arena. After we got our tickets scanned and our bags checked, we had to follow some girl to where we were supposed to go. And we just stayed in the line that we were already in. I thought that I was really far from the front of the line, but turns out there was actually a lot of people behind me. When we were waiting in line, we could hear Five Sauce having a pre-sound check before the sound check. Then around 3:30, Hey Violet came out and did their acoustic hangout, which a lot of us didn't get to see because we didn't want to lose our place in the line. So they started letting us into Soundcheck, and I ended up being 3rd row dead center. So when the boys came out, it was Luke, no it wasn't, it was Michael, Luke, Ashton, and Callum, and I was right in the middle of all of them. It took a while for everybody to get seated because this was the biggest crowd they've ever had for Soundcheck. It was all of orchestra. So after everybody was seated, security came out and he told us all the rules. Said that we weren't allowed to have our cameras out or our phones, otherwise we would be kicked out of Soundcheck. But after the concert, I went back to the hotel and I was looking at Twitter, and somebody took pictures during Soundcheck, and in one of them, you could see my shoulder. And I freaked out because you could also see Luke and Callum in the picture. And then I saw another picture where it was the complete back of my head and Luke. I was like, oh my god. So grateful for that girl who managed to sneak out her phone. Security told us not to ask dumb questions like what their favorite color was or their favorite food. If you wanted to ask a question, you'd raise your hand and a girl would come over, screen your question, and if she thought it was an interesting enough question, she'd give you a foam finger and you would hold that up so the boys could see you and answer your question. Security also told us that they would play 2, maybe 3 songs, but they ended up only playing 2 for us. Our sound check started later than it should have because Ashton apparently wanted to buy a motorbike. So they came out, they played Catch Fire, and then they answered some questions. Michael kept putting himself down and it made my heart hurt like so much. And Ashton was very like happy and smiley and I loved it. Callum seemed very like sad, like he was just very quiet. And Luke was just Luke, he would talk. Sometimes he wouldn't talk, or it's Luke, nothing out of the ordinary. After they finished answering questions, they played Out of My Limit, and then Michael came to the end of the stage, and he told us when we were going to leave Soundcheck, everybody was going to get an envelope. And inside of that envelope were 2 tickets to the Forum. I was very confused, and everybody was freaking out, but I thought they were going to give out tickets randomly, but turns out they were giving them to everybody. So after they told us that, they started dismissing us from the back row to the front row. And while they were doing that, a lot of us thought it was okay to bring out our phones, so I ended up taking a few pictures of the stage and catch up. And then Hey Violet came out and Soundcheck, so we got to see a bit of their Soundcheck before we had to leave.
Should we stand? Should we stand?
And then we got yelled out for having our phones out because it was a very important sound check. But once we left, we got an envelope that says a thank you from 5 Sauce, and inside of it was a ticket. It said on it, GA. Everybody there thought we were getting general admission pit tickets to the Forum, but it turns out they weren't, and there were 200 section seats. I don't know. I explained that more in my pit experience video if you want to see that. So once we left Soundcheck, we were able to have crowd-free shopping for merch, but it wasn't necessarily crowd-free because there were so many people there for Soundcheck. When the show started, I had to go back to my actual seat, which was in the lodge section. It was a lot farther than where I sat for Soundcheck, which I was like really bummed about, but what can you do? So here's some clips from the show that I did not upload to my YouTube channel.
You guys look good tonight, you know that? You look good. Oh, it's gonna be a good one tonight, isn't it? And you guys know it's gonna be a good one. You know it. I can see it in your eyes. So, for this next part, will you guys sing a little bit with me? Will you sing with me? So I take you my life away. Quite close to Los Angeles, and there's sometimes a sticker about Los Angeles shows. That means that, you know, the crowds are a bit dull. But you know what? We're not in fucking Los Angeles. We're in Irvine. What this sounds like feels like we're 5 seconds of summer. I sing.
Gross. That's like a full water bottle of sweat.
Irvine, I've been playing hard for you tonight.
You do play hard every night, but
Harder tonight, right? You gotta say that for these guys, because that was like I was going for like a thing that I was.
but
playing.
no, you're not playing that as hard tonight. No, I'm just
Wow.
kidding. You know what, Irvine? I've seen Aston Irwin drum quite a few times.
At least 3 times.
I wouldn't say 3. I'd say like 5 or 6 or something. Like there's a lot. But tonight we have been fucking awesome on stage tonight.
I disagree.
You disagree?
I think this crowd's better than us.
So unfortunately, we have 2 songs left to play. What? Come on. Come on.
Oh, can you do better than that?
Can I do better than that?
Make him a deal or something, man.
That's a little shitty. Alright. Hold on. You know what? Maybe we should play an extra song.
You say I'm too complicated. I'm not been miseducated. I say I'm about to suffocate and we all fall down. I can't sleep because my mind keeps racing. My chest hurts because my heart keeps breaking. So numb that I can't stop shaking and we all fall down. Frustration, separation. You say that it's some kind of medication. Situation, no motivation. Destination, permanent negation. Yeah, I'm doing fine and I know I have a cause. So let's see this one more time and go. Destination, not now, not voices, trying to feel speaking. Takes me, I'm making up a return. I know I'm an unchurched, you and we all slow down. Watch out, keep going on you. Right now, I've been up and nothing about you. Yeah, woman inside. It's only every only one wanna go tonight. Yeah. Keep on whispering in my ear. Tell me all the things that I wanna hear. 'Cause it's true, it's right. That's what I like about you. You really know I said. Ooh, when you go up, down, jump around.
At the end of the show, they came to the front of the stage.
We have a lot of songs about California. I'm sure you know some of them. But this is about the only time we accepted being a boy band on stage, so we're gonna sing you a song for once.
And they played San Francisco.
We have a beautiful song. It's called San Francisco.
I was like, oh my goodness, it was so good.
I can still taste you, like you was yesterday. Make plans to rule the world. You more than I deserve. I see you. You're running in the sand, long hair blowing in the wind. Never thought that it would end. Leaves fall from the tallest trees. Even mountains crumble into this Drove into infinity. Held you till we fell asleep without you. Smell of your.
I recorded some of their songs and I put them on my channel, so if you guys want to see those, I'll link the playlist up here. That is it for this video. If I helped you out in some way, you can go ahead and give it a thumbs up, subscribe to see more videos, and I'll see you next time, or you'll see me.